But then, Mama Abby said something that surprised her. If you don't want the baby, you can sell it after it's born. Nana's thoughts were no longer on learning a trade, but on having her baby so she could sell it. She didn't feel the usual excitement or worry that other mothers might feel. Instead, she was focused on the idea of making money. As the months passed, Nana's belly grew, and soon it was time for the baby to arrive. Mama Abiye, the midwife, was ready. She had already found a buyer who wanted a child. When the day came, Nana gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. The baby cried loudly, full of life, and Mama Abiye placed the little girl in Nana's arms. Nana looked at her daughter and felt nothing. She didn't feel the love or attachment that new mothers usually feel. Instead, she thought about the 500 gold coins and the shiny jewelry that were waiting for her. After breastfeeding the baby, Nana handed her over to Mama Abiye, who took the child to the buyer. The buyer was pleased and gave Nana the promised gold coins and jewelry. Nana looked at the money in her hands and felt excited. She didn't think about the baby she had just sold. All she could think about was how much money she had now. With the gold coins jingling in her pocket and the jewelry sparkling in her hands, Nana made a decision. This is better than learning a trade, she thought. I can make more money by selling babies. So, instead of focusing on her skill training, Nana planned to get pregnant again. She knew that as long as she could keep having babies, she could keep selling them and making money. Nana didn't see anything wrong with what she was doing. To her, it was just a way to get rich quickly. It didn't take long for Nana to get pregnant again. This time, it was with a man named Tari. Tari was just another man in the village, and when Nana told him she was expecting his baby, he reacted just like Bakari had. Tari shook his head and said, "That's not my baby, Nana. I don't want anything to do with it." But Nana didn't feel sad or worried. Instead, she felt happy. She was already thinking about the money she could make from selling this baby too. Without wasting any time, she ran to Mama Abiye's hut, full of excitement. "Mama Abiye, I'm pregnant again," Nana said, almost dancing with joy. Mama Abiye looked at Nana with concern. "Nana, you must be careful. Selling babies is not something to take lightly. It can lead to a path of regret." But Nana didn't want to hear it. She smiled and said, "This is the path I've chosen, Mama. I'm going to keep doing this. It's the best way for me to make money." Mama Abiye sighed, but she knew Nana wouldn't listen. So, she helped Nana through the pregnancy, just as she had before. After 9 months, Nana gave birth to a baby boy. He was strong and healthy, crying loudly as he came into the world. But Nana didn't feel the need to hold him or even look at him. She knew the buyers were already outside, waiting. Without a second thought, she handed the baby over to Mama Abiye, who took him to the buyers. This time, the payment was even greater. The buyers gave Nana 2,000 gold coins and more jewelry, even more beautiful than before. Nana was thrilled. The money was more than she had ever imagined. She didn't think about the baby she had just sold, only about the wealth she was accumulating. As Nana looked at her growing pile of gold and jewels, she felt powerful. She believed she had found the perfect way to get rich, and nothing else seemed to matter. She was determined to continue down this path, no matter what anyone said. Nana's plan worked even better than she had imagined. She became very rich very quickly. Each time she got pregnant, she sold the baby and collected more gold coins and jewels. The more babies she sold, the richer she became. Soon, Nana was living a life of luxury in Biliku village. She had the finest clothes, the most beautiful jewelry, and anything else she wanted. But as Nana's wealth grew, so did Mama Abiye's concern. One day, Mama Abiye sat Nana down and said, "Nana, you must stop selling your babies. They are your future, your own flesh and blood. You can't keep doing this." But Nana just laughed and waved her hand. "Don't worry, Mama Abiye. I have many more children inside me. I'll keep making money this way and nothing will stop me. Nana didn't listen to the warnings. She was too focused on her riches and the easy life she was living. She sent money and gifts back to her parents in her village, who were amazed by how much she had. They didn't know where all this money was coming from, but they were proud of their daughter for doing so well in Biliku village. By the time Nana decided to return to her village, she had sold 10 of her babies. Each sale had made her richer and more powerful. She felt on top of the world, believing that nothing could go wrong. With her bags full of gold and jewels, Nana was ready to go back home and show everyone how successful she had become. She didn't think about the babies she had sold or the warnings she had ignored. All she cared about was the wealth she had gathered and the luxurious life she had built for herself. When Nana finally returned to her village, she looked so different that even her own parents didn't recognize her at first. She was dressed in the finest clothes, her skin glowed, and she had expensive jewelry that sparkled in the sunlight. The villagers gathered around, amazed at how beautiful and rich she had become. "Who is this beautiful woman?" they whispered to each other, unable to believe that this was the same Nana who had left them. It was Bola, Nana's old friend, who first recognized her. "Nana, is that really you?" Bola shouted, running up to her and hugging her tightly. The villagers were astonished. This was Nana, the girl who had left to learn a trade in Biliku village. They celebrated her return with joy and admiration. With all the money she had made, Nana built herself a big, beautiful house. She didn't stop there. She also rebuilt her parents' house, making it grand and comfortable. Her parents were proud, thinking their daughter had done so well in life. Nana lived alone in her grand house, surrounded by all the wealth she had gathered from selling her babies. She enjoyed the luxury and comfort her money brought her, and she didn't have to worry about anything. The men in the village were captivated by her beauty and success. Many of them asked her to marry them, thinking they could share in her wealth and happiness. But Nana always said no. "I don't need a husband," she would say with a smile. She was content with her riches and didn't see any reason to get married. Nana believed that she had everything she needed. She was rich, beautiful, and admired by everyone in the village. To her, life seemed perfect, and she didn't think about the cost of her wealth or the future that might lie ahead. As time went on, Nana's parents began to worry about her. They saw that she was rich and successful, but she wasn't married. In their hearts, they believed that having a husband and children would bring true joy and happiness to Nana's life. One day, her mother gently said, "Nana, you have everything, but you are alone. It's important to have a husband and children to complete your happiness." Nana thought about what her mother said. Although she had always been happy with her riches, she began to wonder if something was missing. Maybe her parents were right. Soon after, Nana met a man named Akin. Akin was also rich and came from a well-respected family in the village. He was kind, handsome, and seemed to care deeply for Nana. They spent time together, and before long, Akin proposed to Nana. She agreed, thinking that marriage would finally make her life complete. Their wedding was a grand affair, with the whole village invited. There was music, dancing, and feasting, and everyone talked about how beautiful the couple looked together. Nana felt happy and hopeful as she started this new chapter in her life. But as the months turned into years, something troubled Nana. 2 years had passed, and she still hadn't gotten pregnant. Akin's mother, who was eager for grandchildren, began to pressure Nana. She would often say, "Why haven't you given us a child yet, Nana? A wife's duty is to bring children into the family." Nana tried to stay hopeful, but the pressure kept growing. One day, Akin's mother could no longer hide her frustration. She stormed into their home and shouted, "Nana, you are barren? You can't stay in this house any longer. My son needs a wife who can give him children." Nana was heartbroken. She loved Akin and didn't want to leave, but his mother's words were final. With tears in her eyes, Nana packed her belongings and left Akin's house.